Hello, this is Hollow Knight. Figured I'd try something new and do a recording of a playthrough. I have played Hollow Knight before when it was released on the Switch, and I think that was around 2018, so it's been about 8 years. And I really don't remember a whole lot of specifics about the game. I mean, I remember like the core mechanics, and like there definitely are certain instances and like parts of the game that I remember. You know, I of course like basic controls, and you know, I remember I really enjoyed it. I remember certain areas stood out, like City of Tears and the music in City of Tears. You know, a lot of the boss fights were really fun. And I ended up finishing the whole game. I completed the Colosseum, completed the Path of Pain, which was really cool. I did not get the best ending. I think I probably got the worst ending. I think I sort of ran out of stamina in maybe like the last fifth of the game or so, you know, just like wasn't being as thorough as maybe I usually am. Since then, I bought Silksong, and I love Silksong. You know, I just finished that fairly recently, a couple months ago, but I completed quite a bit of it. Or, you know, I should say, like the whole thing. I mean, I like 100% of the game. Finished it. You know, I completed it like 3 times, I think. You know, a first time just kind of a normal playthrough, and then I ended up doing the achievement to complete through Act 2 in like 5 hours, and then the 100% completion achievement in 30 hours. So all of that was like really fun. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the combat, the music. My impressions of Silksong were that the controls were more fluid, I guess. But maybe I'm not remembering accurately. But yeah, I think the controls were more fluid. Of course, Hornet's more mobile than I believe it's called the Vessel in this game. And, you know, like the boss fights were all like really good in Silksong. The atmosphere, the music. I mean, the game is huge. Just really, really awesome game. So I'm actually looking forward to kind of coming back to this game and maybe sort of seeing like how it relates to Silksong lore-wise, and just enjoying playing it again, maybe getting a better ending. I notice here that there's a bunch of icons here, and I think these are related to the DLCs. If I remember correctly, when I played the game the first time, I had it was on the Switch, and I had a couple of the DLCs. I think I had the Grim Troop DLC, which was, I think, is this icon here, and I don't know what the other icons are for. Like, maybe I had this other one here, or the other two. I really don't know. I know there were like, you know, there was like that, the Dream Nail, I think is what it was called, and I think there definitely were a few areas in this game where I just knew there was kind of something there, but I never really figured it out what it was, or yeah, I just felt like there were things that I hadn't completed, like I, you know, just missed content. And certainly there's content here in these DLCs that I didn't have at the time, so you know, I'm excited to see what those are. And you know, I'm kind of recalling some of the bosses in the game now, like Mantis Lords, I think, was like a fun fight. There was some, I think it was called Broken Vessel, that was like a really fun fight. The Colosseum was like incredibly hard, at least the last bit of it. But I do remember it being enjoyable. So yeah, anyway, like I'm looking forward to kind of seeing Hornet again in her NPC form, and like kind of comparing this game to Silksong. And just experiencing it again because it's like it's been a long time. All right, I've done a lot of talking, and I'll just go ahead and yeah, I will say like I think I went to the extras earlier, and I changed this menu style to classic. I was going through the menu styles, and I noticed that it seems like they added a new menu background depending on what DLC or like for the DLCs that they added. But this one looks like, you know, a lot like the Silksong one, the default Silksong one, and then this one, Godmaster, you know, is very reminiscent of oh god, I can't remember the area. You know, the choir area in Silksong. And then this one, of course, is like, you know, the Abyss, like Act 3, sort of, okay. And this one, yeah, I don't know. Actually, this kind of reminds me of... This kind of actually reminds me of, like that hidden area in Act 3 that's way up. That's kind of very hard to get to. I don't know why, though. Maybe because Mr. Mushroom had something to do with it. I'm not sure. Yeah, oh, that's another thing, is I do remember, like, Mr. Mushroom, he was in this game, wasn't he? And he's kind of, like, a very cryptic character. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to re-experiencing this and seeing what it's all about. Alright, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and start the game. In the wilds beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret, for none can tame our savage souls, yet you challenge met. Under palest watch, you taught, we changed, base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. From Elegy for Hallownest by Monomon the Teacher. Boy, I had kind of forgotten they even had these sorts of cutscenes in this game. So if I remember correctly, that kind of looks like Hollow Knight. Maybe that's that, like, door that you had to go through to get to him? So is he waking up somehow? And what's his purpose? And why is he waking up? I don't know. That's funny because at the beginning of Silksong you take a huge fall. Oh hey, look at that. No wall jump yet. The game by Team Cherry. Orange, huh? Got the pogo. These little caches of shards. I don't forget what they're called. It seems like there's something here. Do I have a map? Same button. Here we go. Maybe I can't pull the map up yet. So that kind of feels like a similar jump height. Okay, like this looks really familiar too. Like, we're kind of a lot of these looking things in the Abyss and in Silksong, and I really don't know what they were talking about. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Your great strength marks you among us. Focus your soul, and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. Collect soul by striking enemies. Once enough soul is collected, hold B to focus soul and heal. Oh yeah, it says hold B. I'm playing on a PS4 controller though. Higher beings. So I am a higher being. Yeah. Oh, it's like actually kind of lets you get hit just so I can. It's my soul. Okay. Spiky spikes. I mean, you can really tell Team Cherry puts a lot of care into, into their games. Like, and as far as, like 2D games go, I think I prefer like orthographic perspective of like hand drawn. Like whenever I see, 2D gameplay games that have the 2D graphics with the 2D gameplay with the 3D graphics and like the the normal perspective projection, it kind of looks, I don't know, things just seem a little off to me. It's a little harder to judge like where you are. Because, if you're looking off the center of the screen, then you see, you see edges of platforms at angles and just not quite as tight and precise as I like from 2D gameplay. Okay, so this looks like Plasmium. Silksong. And, hey, look at that. They gave me extra, like, Plasmium life. That's curious. I have no memory of that in this game. And did I miss a place? Sorry. I've been talking so much. Oh, yeah, okay. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm not used to talking while I'm playing, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. Not forget things. Uh-oh. Was I expecting that? Let me get up there. And no map. Oh, what is this? Oh, your focus, right. Focus collected soul to repair your shell and heal damage. And strike enemies to gather soul. Oh. Guess that sound means it was a little secret. Can I make it across the day? I can. Right. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Within our lands, do not hide your true form. Let all bask in your majesty. For only this kingdom could produce ones such as you. So, was like player character created in this kingdom? Was I created in this kingdom? Fury of the Fallen. Equip a charm to activate its powerful abilities. To equip a charm, open the charms menu while resting at a bench. Well, I'm gonna have to wait for a bench. Acquired my first charm. Alright, so now I got an inventory page. I actually wanted to look at this nail. Old nail. A traditional weapon of Hallownest. Its blade is blunt, with age and wear. Okay, so this is the traditional weapon of Hallownest, so maybe I am actually from Hallownest. That's how I acquired this. And why am I coming back here? Don't know. Fury of the Fallen. So, is this from the DLC? I don't know. Embodies the fury and heroism that comes upon those who are about to die. We who are about to die salute you. When close to death, the bearer's strength will increase. Okay. You know, I'm going to have to force myself to experiment with, like, more charms and things, because I didn't do that quite as much as I probably should have in Silksong. And I think part of that, at least, was because... you know, I experimented. Well, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of really enjoyed the core. The core gameplay was just so good, and I used Wanderer's Crest and like Reaper Quest, and just enjoyed them so much. Okay, so that was the place I was trying to jump up like earlier. Like I enjoyed that gameplay so much that I didn't really need to. Like I had enough success where I didn't really need to experiment so much with the tools. But you know, I kind of feel like, I guess in this game, I don't think there's really like a cost to the tools. You know, like the tools cost shards and or like a cost to the charms in this game. But in Silksong, the red tools at least cost it costed shards, and you know, you could run out. And so that sort of discouraged me from experimenting as much as I otherwise would have. Alright, so I went down that way. That was the loop. Here we go. So those must be some shortcuts that we can unlock in the future. That is the other side of the collapsing floor. Higher beings, these words are for you alone. Beyond this point, you enter the land of King and Creator. Step across this threshold and obey our laws. Bear witness to the last and only civilization, the eternal kingdom, Hallownest. King and Creator, huh? Kind of reminds me of that gate from The Last Judge. I mean, maybe not in style. It probably looks nothing like it, but I guess it's just like the size of the room and the fact that it's on the right side. Okay. Not at all. So I'm just going down. Yeah, it's definitely curious how, in some games, you take damage from falling, and you know how it's an interesting game design choice. I do like in these platforming games where you know, it's all about like skill and reaction, and I guess I tend, you know, to not like Dirtmouth. I guess I tend to not like that falling damage. Elderbug. Hello there, traveler. I'm afraid there's only me left to offer welcome. Our town's fallen quiet, you see. The other residents, they've all disappeared. Headed down that well one by one into the caverns below. Were they on a pilgrimage? Probably not. Used to be there was a great kingdom beneath our town. It's long fell to ruin, yet it still draws folks to its depths. Wealth, glory, enlightenment. That darkness seems to provide, promise all things. I'm sure you too seek out your dreams down there. Well, watch out. It's a sickly air that fills the place. Creatures turn mad. Travelers are robbed of their memories. Perhaps dreams aren't such great things after all. Dreams. That's like a theme in this game, isn't it? What else do you say? Many used to come, hoping the kingdom would fulfill their desires. Hallownest, it was once called. Supposedly the greatest kingdom there ever was, full of treasures and secrets. I'm sure it still is, buddy. Well, full of treasures and secrets anyway. Maybe not the greatest kingdom. Now it's nothing more than a poisonous tomb full of monsters and madness. Everything fades eventually, I suppose. Feeling tired? That bench may be iron, but I assure you it's quite comfortable. There's no better place to collect your thoughts before heading below. Plus, I enjoy the company. Not that you seem the talkative sort. I've talked to you 3 times. Let's rest at the bench. Charms. To equip a charm, open the charms menu while resting at a bench. I'm stronger when close to death. Don't know exactly what that means. I guess that means my attacks are... I guess that means my attack power is stronger. Alright, I've got 3 notches. That takes up 2. Oh yeah, and so the music at Silksong was really, really good. Like, amazing. I mean, I love a bunch of songs in that game, and I know that the same composer, Christopher Larkin, did the music in this game. For all your mapping supplies, we will be opening soon Iselda and Cornifer. Yeah, I kind of remember that name, Cornifer. Here's the well that he's talking about. I don't know if I want to go down there yet. What else is over here? Stone door with a simple lock. Well, maybe I need a simple key. Alright. Well, that probably seems as good a place to stop for now and end with this first video. I will just head to the bench, and maybe in the next episode we will head down into the well. See you on the other side.